Hey guys, and welcome to a new video from me. We are going to be doing my biannual book unhaul. These are books that I think the majority of them, if not all of them, I have read. I just don't see myself rereading them. I might not have enjoyed them. I might not have liked them. And I want them to go to new and better, bigger, brighter things. So they will be going to little free libraries all throughout the Southeast United States, and who knows where they might go from there. These are the books that I'm unhauling in 2025. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the ones that I have most recently read. The first one being a big graphic novel, and that is Blankets by Craig Thompson. This was very relatable. I liked how the art developed as the story went on, but this is very big and I don't see myself needing to reread it, so it's going to be unhauled. Next we have a poetry collection that is kind of a memoir, and that is On the Line by Joseph Ponthus. This is Notes from a Factory. I just don't think the translation from French to English was done that well. I think that was my disconnect, because I read poetry out loud and I was just really struggling getting the words out, even though, you know, they're right in front of me. But this book will make you want to go vegan. Next we have one that was a book club pick back in June, and that is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. The character work in here was wonky. It wasn't consistent. The atmosphere I did really like and want more of a backstory on that atmosphere. I found it really interesting, the setting. And this just shows all the different ways that somebody can pass. But I don't see myself rereading the book because I'm a character-driven girly, and if the character work is not consistent, if it isn't there, I don't want to read that. Now we have a mood read that I did that is a mystery thriller, and that is A Keeper by Graham Norton, and yes, that Graham Norton. I absolutely love this cover. It gives such fall vibes. This takes place in Ireland again. I think the setting in here was spectacular. I know, I totally butchered how you say that word, but I didn't like the writing. It definitely felt like he was trying too hard to just put in all these little details that don't add anything to the story, and that's just not my personal preference for writing style. Now we have another graphic novel, and that is Displacement by Kiku Hughes. I think this one is going to be great for young readers and maybe people who struggle with like nonfiction or, you know, prose books, but have a good time with graphic novels, extras, and are a visual person. This will be such an eye-opening experience for that kind of reader, so they can learn about the internment camps that the United States government had for Japanese people during the Second World War. It's an atrocious part of history that needs to be remembered. It's so timely, especially with things that are going on right now. And I'm glad that I read this in May when I did, because now seeing like some of the things that are being built in this country, I'm like, we've been there before. We don't need to be doing this. So it was very eye-opening, and I hope that it can educate another reader. Here's a book that is extremely popular and I did not like, and that is A Little Life by Anya Yanagihara. I should more so say that it didn't do a whole lot for me. I didn't feel strongly towards this book. It's a lot of trauma dumping, and again, some of the characters were pushed to the side, and I'm like, why even have those characters if you're not going to do a consistent character arc again? Like, you're going to keep some characters and have their character arcs be consistent, have you connect with those characters, but these characters who seem to be main characters by the back of the book get pushed to the side. What is the purpose? You're wasting my time. Now we're in the classic section. This one is very popular. I picked this book up in Atlanta last year, and that's Stoner by John Williams. I was just bored, and I didn't think that the character work was as great as everybody talks about. It is a very quiet novel, and I honestly think it's going to be forgettable. Now we have a horror book, and that is The Marigold by Andrew F. Sullivan. I like the concept. I like climate horror, climate dystopian. I do really like that, but it just is really like disjointed, bouncing, like a bouncy ball going up and down, and just not for me. Recently I got a basket to put my graphic novels in, and I'm just going through them, and I'm like, do I see myself rereading these, even though I kept them, you know, like 5 years ago, maybe even longer when I read them, but now I'm like, I don't know. But this one I am starting to second guess. That is Winter's Teeth Book 1, Vampire the Masquerade. This is by Seeley, Howard and Howard, Premnit, Gooden, Duke, and Anworld. The art's really cool. It's based on like an RPG game, and I didn't know that when I read it. Do I keep it? Do I unhaul it? Let me know. Most of the time people don't let me know, so that I'm usually like, okay, we'll unhaul. And I'm not a big superhero person, but I wanted to try. And this is Green Lantern Volume 1, Rage Planet by Sam Humphries, Robson Roca, Ethan Van Sciver, and Ed Benz. Female Green Lantern, cool, but I'm not a superhero person. And we can say the same thing for this one, because I was like, X-Men's gonna be the superheroes that I like. And I wanted to read the graphic novels before I saw the movies, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to watch the movies. So we have New X-Men by Grant Morrison, going in the Unhaul pile. Now this was like a cute little romance, young adult romance, just don't see myself rereading, and that is Bloom by Kevin Panett and Savannah Genchu? I don't know. And this one, Unhauling for obvious reasons, The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, The Dollhouse, and illustrated by a bunch of people. Yeah, don't want to give this band any attention. Runaways, this was a show on Netflix. I wanted to read the graphic novel before I saw the show. Never got around to watching the show, so we're giving away Pride and Joy, The Runaways, Marvel. Another Neil Gaiman, this is another one, the Volume 1, Preludes and Nocturnes in the Sandman series. This is Elaine Kaufman, For All the Right Reasons. This was a like historical romance. I really did like the historical setting, but you know, nothing else. Now this was a short story collection that I read, and it does bring like the nostalgia of childhood summers, warm sunny days, perfect summer read. And this is Flower Children by Maxine Swan. I just don't see myself rereading it, but I did like it for what it was. One of my least favorite books of the year that gets people triggered. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, Boys of Tom in Book 1. I'm not going to be continuing this series. I think both the characters, we have Johnny who has a hero complex and he's like, touch her and you'll die, and I absolutely despise those kind of men. I'm my own woman. Shannon's her own woman. Like, so frustrating. And then Shannon legit has a line where she's like, I'm not like most girls. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, like, no. Did not like these characters at all. The last book that I have to talk about is People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. This is a thriller about an influencer, like the mommy vlogger. Like, I don't know if she was a vlogger. I think she was more an Instagrammer. Family vlogger, that's what they're called, yeah. And I thought that was cool and everything. Seeing how an influencer is portrayed and how that impacts the people around them, and just how dangerous it is to put your kids on the internet. And being on the internet, you really need to be self-aware and just be aware of your surroundings and everything. But I don't see myself rereading it. Those are all of the books that I'm going to be unhauling. As I said, they're going to be going to little free libraries. That is a great thing, especially in the region of the country I live in where books are being banned like every day. Because I don't want to say every day, because then people in the comments are going to be like, it doesn't happen every day. It's a way of words. But I'm in a state that is only like neck and neck with Florida with banning books, so I want to make books accessible to everybody. I think you're able to choose what you want to read, and knowledge is power. And even though I might have not liked these books or they didn't do a whole lot for me, I did learn something from every book that I've read, and that is why I read, and I want to push that, you know, on to others. No, I want other people to have that experience and seeing what being put into somebody else's shoes is like, because I'm never gonna have the experiences that these characters have had. I'm never going to be these characters, but when I'm reading that book, I'm immersed into their shoes and learning their story and learning why people think the things that they do, why they do the actions that they do. And yeah, reading is so impactful and so important, and I will always encourage it. And if it can be very accessible and free, I'm here for it. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a blue emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.